Welcome to Craft School. This is part 2 of my paper succulent air plant series. The last video I taught you how to make 7 succulents and an air plant, and in this video I will show you how to arrange them and use them in your decorations. So let's get started. One of the simplest ways to arrange these succulents is to put them in a container, fill the container with the styrofoam, and then just cover it with moss and slide these little pins right into the foam. So that's what we'll do today. I left enough space at the top of my container to place this green moss and so that it pretty much sits level with the top. And I love green moss because it's a way to cover up your foam and the insides of your arrangements. I get this at my craft store and they have different kinds. They have different colors and different kinds. I prefer the most natural looking moss. So you just kind of tuck that in and then start arranging. And you might want to put, I have 2 of the same ones here, so I'm going to slide them onto one side, kind of clump those together. I have a few taller pieces. Maybe I want to bring those sort of, I'd say a third over on this side. This is where it gets fun because you can really just, have your way with it and get creative, but you can also rearrange things if you want to. You can move things from one side to another. If you don't like it, it's very easy to reuse these. Actually, once you've put this in the arrangement, you can take them apart and use them for something else. And as you can see, all 7 of my little succulents fit in here really nicely. I'll place this one. Let's see, where do I want that? I'll show you guys the other side. We have a lot of this color green. Yeah, I think this one right here. And that's how easy it is. So once I have that done, I can use this for a while. I can take them off and put them on another arrangement. So let's look at some other ways to arrange with succulents. Another way to arrange is to add pebbles. So in this jar, rather than putting in the moss, because that will show through and you can see the base, I thought pebbles would be a pretty way to add sort of a texture and then place these succulents around. I do have a piece of foam in the center, and then I've surrounded it with rocks and then just slid some of them into the foam and then place the others between the rocks. Here's another version of a tabletop arrangement that I'm using as a centerpiece, and it's a low wooden bowl. I've covered the base with both rocks and with moss and then slid the arrangement into the foam in the center, and it's quite stunning. You can also use jumbo succulents to make a bigger statement. So those are very large and elaborate arrangements, but look how cute this is. One little tiny succulent in a container, and this has been sitting in my bathroom for about 3 years, and I love it. One of my favorite ways to use succulents is in a wreath. And again, this was one of the first wreaths that I've made. It has quite a few succulents, and they're all pinned in with the wires, and you can see it's just placed on this green foam wreath. I like the rounded wreath because it gives me the shape that I want. And this again is hanging in my house. It's been there for 3 or 4 years now. Maybe rather than a wreath, you want to make a wall hanging. And I simply cut foam into a heart shape and covered it with succulents. So how about mixing succulents with other flowers? Here I've made this fall wreath with my different color mums and my crepe paper anemones, and then popped in these pretty little pink succulents just to add that final touch. And I love this idea of adding succulents into your bridal bouquets or into your arrangements. All you'll need to do is just make sure your wire on the back is long enough so that you can place it in with the other flowers. For this wedding scene, we use succulents not only to decorate the tabletop and use as napkin rings, but also as favors. And how cute are these? You can place little notes inside so that people know exactly where they're supposed to sit, and this is a gift that they can take home. Air plants are great for almost any occasion. You can put them into bouquets, or you can add them into your succulent arrangements if you want to. They also work on their own. Oftentimes I'll just place one of these air plants on top of a stack of books to add that little pop of green and that nature feel into my scene. I also love placing them inside, ornate objects or interesting things that you might have sitting there, and these wire geodes are a perfect place to slide them. So as you can see, succulents are so versatile. You can use them like plants, you can add them into a floral arrangement. There are so many things that you can do. Make sure that when you share your succulent creations, you use #MadeWithLeah so that we can see your photos and share them on our social. And don't forget, click the subscribe button below for all the new videos.